DC Afternoons, 93X, home of Billy Madison Mornings, and I have a very good friend of mine who is becoming quite a popular little chef, and her name is Christine Hazel, and she is from Fox's Hell's Kitchen. Christine, how are you, friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So before we get into the backgrounds and all that stuff and how long you've been cooking, how is it realistically compared to working in a restaurant? Is the actual cooking part of Hell's Kitchen similar in any way to being a line cook or a chef at a restaurant?
I would say yes and no, and I'll explain a little bit. It's fast-paced like a restaurant. The menu, similar to most restaurants I've worked in, but you basically are learning a dish. You might find out the menu was an hour before, or it might just be changed on the fly constantly. You see it once, and you have to execute it. But the different, I think, aspect of this kitchen is that it's a traditional French brigade, which is the timing. Like you have a chef calling from the front, and they're building the dish in the front. So they're calling to the garnish station, the meat station, the fish station. And you all have to work together to create the same time. Where I feel in restaurants now, they're calling out a dish, and most of the time that one person is plating that dish to put it in the window. So there's more communication.
Gotcha. Now,
I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah, right. I mean, it seems absolutely out of control.
At times it is out of control. I mean, it's just understanding Gordon, I guess, yelling out the orders is a job in itself.
Now, what is the story with? And again, I don't want to break any rules. I don't want to. I don't know if you can answer this or not. So if you can't, just don't.
Okay.
But is there points in, because it's reality TV, and at this point, with how long it's been around, we all know that it can be a little scripted. It can be they can throw curveballs at contestants. Do you feel that sometimes things are slightly obstacles are placed in your way to help drama occur?
Sure. I feel like there's definitely no script whatsoever. I can vouch for that. Just being thrown into that mix, there's definitely obstacles that are thrown and hurdles, but I don't know how people are going to react. And I think that's what I mean by not being scripted. I mean, you're
Sure.
in the house for 24 hours a day with these people, and you're living with them, and then you're in the kitchen with them. So those arguments that arise, those relationships that come, there's no way they can be scripted.
Right.
It's just, I guess, more or less, of course they want drama to happen. They want things to happen. So they're going to crank, I guess, the service orders in a little faster, or, just make your life a little more difficult.
Right. Like I remember episode 1, I believe it was, when the oven wasn't on for the girls' side, for the red team. I mean,
that was fun. Back in the days where I was working with Monique.
Right.
Yeah, we were.
Do you think that she turned it off?
The convection oven on the left that I was using, and then she was using another on the right. I can't vouch if the oven wasn't turned on, but it seemed a little strange to me that
Sure.
it suddenly wasn't on in the middle of service.
Right.
But I can't. I guess, say exactly
All
the truth of that
That's
one.
fine.
I don't know how I would know.
So you do go and live with all the contestants. They obviously would keep genders apart. But how long did it take before you felt like you were getting the real dose of the other contestants? And how long did it take for you to maybe become more of yourself? Because in the beginning, the same goes for radio. With TV, you become somewhat of yourself, but you're also, you're highly defensive. You're a little more jacked up, so you're eager to be either shut down a little bit more and become a little more shy, or you become a little bit more bold. So you're not really getting the full, realistic person in the beginning. How long did it take before you started to really notice who people were?